My single mother is pregnant. I am so angry and upset, and I have no idea how to voice this. I, 20F, am a full-time college student, and I live at home. My living at home is largely because my mother has 3 children that are younger than I am, and she works a ton, and when she's not working, she's sleeping. So I am essentially their primary caregiver. It is to the point where I watch and take care of my little siblings more than my mom does, and they listen to me more than they do her. I love them more than life itself, but being a caregiver to children I never had is exhausting, especially since she pays me very, very little for it, and I can't get a job because they'd have nowhere to go if I did. I am stuck caring for them, but it is worth it because they need a mom figure. My mom has been acting weird lately, so I figured she was pregnant. I found a paper in her bag that confirmed just that, and I have no idea what to do. I cannot take care of another child that I had no say in creating. I can't do it. I'm exhausted, and I just can't. She's only been with her boyfriend for a couple of months, and I have no doubt that he'll leave and leave her a single mom again, which will make me have to step up and be a parent. If I have to do it all over again, I want to get a job and leave. Even if I have to juggle a full-time job in college, it seems like the better option. But my mother will likely refuse to get childcare for my little siblings. And my oldest little siblings are too young to have to deal with this, and I can't leave them here alone. I want to voice this to her, but I don't even know what I'm expecting, and I'm terrified that it'll completely shatter my already shaky relationship with my mom. What do I do? She hasn't even announced it to us yet, but I've been sobbing nonstop since I found out. Do I say something? And if so, how do I say it? Update. Hi, everyone. Been a long time coming. I've had so many people requesting some kind of update, and I held off for a long time because my previous post garnered so much hate and attention. It was overwhelming and distressing, but so many of you were also so helpful, so I want to thank you for that. I want to preface by saying that this update isn't exactly what you guys were hoping for, but it works, and I am okay. Now, on to the update. So, for a while there, I gave my mom absolute radio silence. I was disgusted by her truthfully, didn't want to see her or look at her. I had so much anger and resentment, and I still do. So I said or did nothing and gave her the cold shoulder. And then she announced it on Halloween, like it was some joyous thing. Great, thanks, Mom. Another kid for me to raise. To her announcement, all of my younger siblings were very clearly upset, as was I. I cannot pretend to be happy anymore, so I wasn't. And she cried for hours, and we all went on as if the announcement was never made. My little siblings convinced themselves it was a joke. Not the most mature thing to do, but I am beginning to realize that I am parentified, so it comes as no shock that then I was scared to hurt my mom's feelings. I continued to give her the cold shoulder and began picking up babysitting gigs for other people to make some money. If this was going to be a thing, I'd need the money to get out. She continued playing pretend with her boyfriend while acting as if her pregnancy wasn't a thing to her kids' faces. This was the norm for a while until she came to me one day crying, saying that she didn't know what to do. I told her how I felt, that I've raised my little siblings for the last several years of my life. I sacrificed my teenage years to step up and be a parental figure to kids that I never birthed, and that I wouldn't do it again. That she would have absolutely no help from me with this baby because I am not giving up any more of my life for her kids. I have spent every year since I turned 20 grieving the life that I never got to have, hating my mother for making me feel like I couldn't go off to college, and I wouldn't ruin my 20s for her either. She could do what she wanted, her body, her choice, but I would not be involved in that child's life. She scheduled an appointment to terminate the pregnancy the same day, which was a relief and an insult simultaneously. How dare you be excited only when you thought I'd raise your kid for you? Anyway, moving on. I am not a heartless monster, and I know that terminating a pregnancy isn't an easy choice. So I went with her and held her hand, even cried with her. And a few weeks later, I fell into the worst place mentally ever. I was incredibly angry at her and honestly blamed myself for my mom's choice. I started to feel suicidal and depressed, and I made the choice to begin therapy. It's not easy at all, but it's a start. Once my mom learned that being a stand-in parent was causing these suicidal thoughts, she arranged childcare so I could actually get a job and feel like I was doing something with my life. Things were going great until a couple of months ago when my mom started dating a new guy. I asked her if they were loving, which she said yes, they were. I also asked her if she was using protection to avoid the situation we were in several months prior. She swore on my life that she was. I wouldn't be so stupid, she told me. Well, she got her period early and told me that she had BV again, all of which began to show me that the second thing wasn't true. And I accidentally saw a text on her phone confirming that she lied on my life, and they weren't using protection. So I blew up. We argued, and she made it seem like the fact that I looked at a notification was so much worse than the fact that she lied on her daughter's life. I went into a really, really bad place mentally after that. I felt like my life meant nothing to her. I cried often, and the suicidal thoughts came back. I screamed at her, told her how it made me feel. I shouldn't have screamed, but there are no words to describe the hurt that the situation caused. And then she came to me crying, telling me that she's sorry. I didn't tell her it was okay, because it's not. It will never be, and it still makes me cry now. I also told her that the only thing that could maybe fix our relationship is her starting therapy. Because there are no excuses for my mom's actions, but she is a broken woman with a lot of trauma. And she needs to end this cycle because her kids do not deserve this. So she started therapy, which is also a step. So that's where everything with her is at now. Now for a small update on me. I am 1 semester away from being able to substitute teach, which will help me immensely as substitutes get paid well in my state. I am also switching my major to nursing this fall, which is so very exciting. This is the first time in my life that I've been able to look to the future and see something. For a while there, I'd hoped I wouldn't live to see one. I still live at home, but it's bearable now. I am a nanny for another family and have a steady income. So I'm doing better. Still struggling mentally, but I'll get there. The number one takeaway from this scenario: parentification is a hard thing to undo. I am a broken person currently, but I can be fixed. And I pray one day I am a much better mother than she has ever been.